There is no landmass called black. Those of you at home that be watching this, get 3 or 4 of your friends and have one be a Mexican, one be a Japanese, one be a Chinese, and let's say one is Italian. Now get someone else, make that 5, and say you have someone that's black. And ask them, each one, the name that you represent should match the landmass you're from. And you have a friend that's Chinese, you would say, hey, you're Chinese, so your landmass would be from, he would say China. You would say, well, sit down. Your friend that's playing Japanese, you would say, hey, your name is Japanese, what landmass are you from? He would say, or she would say, Japan. You would say, sit down. You have another friend, you would say, that's from Italy. And you would say, you're Italian, so you would be from a landmass called Italy. You sit down. Now, the last one, we say for the last, the best for the last. Your friend that's black. Then you ask them what landmass they're from. They'll have to stand up. Just a little intrigue to get you to start thinking like, wow, there's no such thing as black people. For there's no landmass that black people come from. Just a little thinking. I just want you to think a little bit. It goes on to say on page 13 of civic lesson number 5, Moors rise from civic death. It says, but the selfish leaders and religious God-sellers are too busy collecting wealth for themselves. They never support or admit to truthful and applicable that you can apply, that you can actually use information that they do not control. They never support or admit to truthful and applicable information that they do not control. So when you bring up the title of identity, you would say, well, Mr. So-and-so, you keep calling us black. But from my research, I found out that there was no such people as black people. That black people have no landmass. There is no flag to trace these people to, except black flag. Die roaches die. There is no landmass called black. There is no ancient history of black people, because the history of that term was 1779. Go back and do the research. Google black history. See how far back that goes. And yet we still celebrating once a month in February. We're still studying our history. We're still learning our history, while other nations are having parades and celebrating their history. Just think tonight. They never support or admit to truthful, applicable information that they do not control. They refuse, you hear me now, refuse to reveal the fundamental civic truths, which they know very well. Now please, brothers and sisters, do your research. Don't tell me that, oh, maybe they don't know. They have to know. Check it out now. In order for somebody to know the truth about you and lie about you, they have to know your history. That's how they can convince you otherwise. They have to know who you are to tell you otherwise. There's no possible way to deny this truth. It's undeniable. And it's indisputable. Can't dispute this. You can try, but you will not be successful. They will never reveal the fundamental civic truths, civics dealing with law, which they know very well. Come on, y'all. Many of you love the minister. You know he has to know that black people, Negro, colored people does not exist. I have videotapes of him talking about the Dred Scott case. When in the Dred Scott case, they said that they would never recognize any Negro or black African slaves to be citizens. Come on. Let's wake up and face the facts. That's the only way we're going to get up out of this, is to tell the truth. Don't get mad at me. Talk to your leaders. Hit the books, for Christ's sakes. Study. They telling you one thing, your book's telling you something else. Read, research, think. As they go after them. It goes on to say most of them would have to condemn themselves. All of them would. Meaning that when you start asking pertinent questions through your research and true studying, they don't want to condemn themselves. How you saying we black people, black man's original man, when no such people call themselves black at that time? They're going to condemn themselves. But you can't condemn them for lying to you until you get the truth that they claim they're teaching you. It goes on to say, ignorance is a heavily promoted, money-generated business. Your ignorance in church. Pastor telling you no one's perfect. Bible says, be as perfect as I am. Pastor tell you there's God above. Bible says, even Jesus said. John chapter 10, verse 31 to 36. And the Jews came to stone Jesus for saying, we stone him not for thy good works, but for blasphemy. For you being a man makest thyself God. And Jesus said, isn't it not written in your law, Psalms 82 verse 6, that ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High God? And if the word of God came from God, then the scriptures cannot be broken. Hell, even God told you you were God. So they get paid off your ignorance. Ignorance is a heavily promoted, money-generating business within the Union State Society of America. They do not want ignorance to end. That's why it's so plentiful. That's why they make great business, and you fill their churches, and you fill in their temples, and you fill in their mosques, because they know you don't know law. They know you don't really know yourself. Because if you did, you'd be coming up out of those systems, telling the truth, knowing the truth, and being the truth. It's a heavy promoted, money-generated business. It's a business. Making the Federal Reserve notes. It's a business. But you now should take it personal and study and know thyself so that these businesses can collapse and our people will be free and have real, true political, economical, and social power. Not just amongst ourselves, but throughout all humanity. But until these things are uncovered, it'll continue. It said they do not want ignorance to end. Rhetoric is the order of the day. Rhetoric. That means when you start making sense of things, they got to play it off. Oh, brother. Oh, sister, you don't understand. Oh, no, that's not what it means. Or you taking what they say and making it be what it is. That's not what it is. We got to start making things be what we want it to be. We got to start taking the word black and making it more powerful. You can't make that powerful.